Time to pull up a chair. We've got another great story for you today in the rLounge. Is it really a wedding until some guests came ready to throw punches instead of dance moves? Today in the rLounge, this wedding didn't need a DJ, it needed a referee. Am I the a-hole for punching my brother-in-law at my sister-in-law's wedding? Sorry if this is long, there's a lot of drama in this situation. Let's start with some backstory. I, Derek, male 25, and my wife, Lily, female 25, have been together since we were 16. We've been married for almost 2 years. It will be 2 years in June. Remember that it's important for later. Her family doesn't like me and constantly talks about how my wife can do better and that I will never amount to anything. I love my wife, but her family not so much. To be fair, she doesn't have the greatest relationship with her family, partly because of the way they have always treated me and her childhood wasn't the greatest. My sister-in-law, Donna, female 32, basically threw a tantrum when I asked my now wife to marry me in 2021. To quote her, "I am the oldest sister. You can't get married before me. It will make me look pathetic." We just ignored her and continued to plan our wedding. Our wedding came and had some drama with my in-laws regarding it being a dry wedding. I don't drink, never have, never will, and my wife has had 2 drinks her entire life. So we decided if we aren't going to partake, then we weren't paying for her family to get drunk and upset her on a day that's supposed to be about her and our love. My best man, who is also a police detective in our town, handled every drama that came up. I still don't know how to thank him. I guess I should clarify on her family not liking me. My wife and I grew up very different. My parents weren't rich, but I always had everything I needed and played as many sports and instruments as my heart desired. My parents are divorced now, but I had a great childhood. Her family met me at 16, and they instantly didn't like that I had all kinds of stuff and could do all these things, play 3 instruments fluently. They assumed and still do that my parents pay for everything. I got a car at 17 because I worked and saved for it. I have many instruments because if I wanted a new one or a different one, I saved and bought it. My parents set up a savings account for me and my sister to do what we wanted with, whether that be college or move out. Her family says all the time that paying for your kids' college is ridiculous. I choose college and I'm now a private investigator. I also don't drink as stated, and they constantly try to pressure me into drinking, and that it's stupid that I was never around it. My father-in-law is sober now, but was a very intense alcoholic and drug addict, which directly impacted Lily's childhood. My mother grew up with a father like that, so she made it her life's mission to never make her kids feel like a substance comes before them. Alcohol was not allowed near us or in our house, which, according to them, didn't set me up for life. They assume my wife bought our house and pays for everything, and all the nice things we have are from her or my parents. Yes, my wife makes more than I do. She is a boss lady, and I couldn't be more proud. But we split everything basically 60-40. They wanted her to be with someone that had her background. According to them, I have had everything handed to me, and I don't understand how the world works. Okay, so back to the story. Donna finally got engaged 6 months ago and just had to get married right away. So there was a lot of stuff that happened before and during the wedding. For starters, when the invitation came, it only said Lily's name. I don't know exactly what was said to Donna, but she ended up telling Lily, "Oh, of course Derek is invited." Lily was very upset, but just chalked it up to Donna being Donna and moved on. Then came the wedding. Ceremony was fine, they got married, and the place looked great. Then the pictures came, and they called over everyone for pictures, and my mother-in-law stopped me and told me that it's just blood family. So they take the pictures, and the last one had my brother-in-laws, Kevin, wife, and my other brother-in-law's boyfriend of 5 months. Lily tried to call me over, but Donna said no, it's too many people already, so they took the picture without me in it. My wife was pissed and was ready to go off on her sister and mother, but I said no, just ignore them. Then the first dance came, and then the DJ came on and said the newlyweds would like to ask everyone that has been married for 2 years or more come and join them on the dance floor, and then people that are engaged, and then people who are dating. Eventually it was just us and the kids sitting down, because we've only been married for 1 and 11 months. Honestly, at this point, knowing them for 9 years now, I wasn't surprised. But hold on, that wasn't the worst part. Lily has always had problems around food. They would make her feel bad as a kid if she ate a lot, and then would bully her if she didn't eat enough. Stuff like, "You're going to turn into a whale if you keep eating like that." Then if she didn't eat as much, it was, "What, you don't like my cooking? If you don't, then starve." She still has trauma around food to this day. She was nervous about how they would act, so I couldn't get her to eat anything all day. When they brought out the buffet and called our table, her older brother Kevin, who was almost 40, stopped her in her tracks and said, "Hold on, let's let the other guests get some before you eat it all." I stood there, dumbstruck, and looked at him dead in the face and said, "Baby, instead of watching how my wife eats, you should pay attention to who your wife is letting into her pants today." It is known that she cheats on him with all kinds of guys, and at that very moment was flirting with the bartender. He went to punch me, and I grabbed his fist and hit him with my other hand, and he landed flat on the ground. Donna, seeing all this, yelled at me to get out. I started to walk out, and Lily started to follow me, and Donna stopped her and said, "No, you aren't going anywhere with that thug." My wife looked at her and told her to shut the F up, and that she was leaving with her amazing husband and going to strongly consider never talking to any of them again. Since then, her family has been blowing up her phone with, "Are you okay? Do you need help? Is he hurting you?" And mine with, "I'm a dirtbag, and they are pressing charges, and I'm a useless piece of crap that has brainwashed Lily." My best man, that is a detective, said even if they try to press charges, it was self-defense, and he went to hit me. I defended myself and then left without causing another scene. My mother, who doesn't like her family either, but loves Lily and treats her like her own daughter, said she loves that I stood up for Lily, but it was kind of an a-hole move to hit him and cause a scene at Donna's wedding, and I should probably apologize to Kevin and Donna just to keep the peace. I need advice. Am I an a-hole? Should I apologize to them? I have a little update for everyone. She went no contact. We've been low contact for years. Firstly, I can't thank everyone enough for their kind words and support for not only me, but my amazing wife, Lily. Well, we had an amazing weekend, and she finally turned her back on to over 100 texts and around 50-something calls. We talked about everything. I think we got even closer. She drafted a group text that she's going to send out today. I'll give you the highlights. She has been taking their abuse since she was a little kid and was done with it. That it's ridiculous that they see my great childhood with a good home and a loving family as a bad thing. That only when she met me did she truly know true unconditional love. Despite what you all think, Kevin did in fact start that whole thing at Donna's wedding by saying something very disrespectful to me in front of my husband, and he got what he deserved. Derek has put up with everything you say about him for years because he loves me that much. I'm not letting him be your punching bag anymore. I know you will blame him just like you always do, but I cannot be a part of this family anymore for my sanity and my husband's. I know you will play the victims, you guys are good at that, but at least I know the true story. I will be telling people the true story if I am asked. I'm sure you will be outraged at them knowing your true selves, but that sounds like not my problem. Maybe you should have fixed your actions if you didn't want the world to know, but how awful you actually are. Ended it with all of you will never take responsibility, so I'm done. Goodbye, and then listed their legal names. There's about 12 people in the chat. I couldn't be more proud. There will definitely be backlash from this. I honestly wouldn't put anything past them, but we will have to wait and see. I will update again once she sends the message. Update. In case anyone didn't read the mini update on my original post, Lily decided to go no contact and sent a group message to her family. The second she sent it, they went off acting like victims and blaming me. Her grandmother went as far as saying she knew I was abusing her granddaughter and brainwashing her. She even threatened to call the cops on me for domestic violence. She just blocked them all, and we went on with our lives. About 3 days after, she got a call from a family friend saying she needs to call her mom. It's life or death. We thought about it for a while and didn't see the harm in just seeing what's going on. If it's nothing, she can just block her again. So she called her mom. She started with, "Thank God you got away, so he couldn't keep you from me anymore." Lily told her she's not doing this anymore and went to hang up, but her mom started crying out, saying her chest hurts and she thinks she's having a heart attack. Donna was there and picked up the phone and said, "See what you did? You're killing Mom." She then said, "Bye, I'm calling 911. 10 minutes later, she got a text from Donna on their mom's phone saying that my mother-in-law is being taken to the hospital and Lily should go because it looks bad. Maybe this makes me a bad person, but I didn't believe that BS for a second. My sister is the head nurse of the ER at the hospital in our small town. I called her and asked her if she was working, and if she is, could she look up if mother-in-law was a patient? Such a surprise, no record of mother-in-law. So Lily texted Donna back and says she is at the hospital or in an ambulance. Donna texted back saying, "In the hospital. Come quick, they don't think she's going to last long." So she asked what hospital. She responded, "The only hospital in town. Why are you being such a witch right now?" During this whole interaction, all I could think was, why the hospital? They want to see Lily probably to talk her into leaving me or talking to them. but how would they get into the hospital without being a patient or visiting a patient? I called my sister again and asked for her to look for any record of anyone with Lily's maiden name. Oh, what a surprise! Lily's uncle, Frank, male 55, who is the biggest bigot I've ever met, was in the hospital because he broke his leg by refusing to use the ladder from the people that raised a lesbian. For some context, our town doesn't have many big corporal names. It's more mom and pop stores. So when the hardware store owners retired and left it to their daughter, who happens to be a lesbian, Frank went off calling her all kinds of awful slurs and telling her no lesbian lady is handling his tools. I made a joke to Lily that he can't get straight ladies to handle his tools. Yet it was immature, but it was to my wife, and only my wife. Lily texted her back and said, "Funny, there's no record of Mom being a patient at the hospital. So it looks like we dodged a bullet, and she is safe and sound. Also, I'm sure that Frank will be fine as long as the doctors are white, straight men. It's sad that you guys had to fake a very serious medical emergency to what? Try and talk me out of never talking to any of you toxic people again? I stand by my decision, and sad for Carol, family friend, she will be blocked too." Donna and mother-in-law started screaming and freaking out in Frank's hospital room, so security was called and they were escorted out of the hospital, which isn't even the best part. My mother-in-law, grandmother-in-law, and Donna showed up at my work and told my boss that I was physically and mentally abusing my wife and stealing from the company. I'm very good friends with my boss. I warned him about my in-laws a long time ago. He said he doesn't know what they want him to do about any of this, considering that they don't have any proof that I was stealing from the company, and they should go to the police and do a report for the abuse. My mother-in-law yelled at him to fire me. I'm a loser, an abuser, and a stealer. He calmly said that they need to leave if they are going to cause a scene, and then called for security. On their way out, all of them were screaming that I'm abusing my wife and stealing thousands of dollars from the company. My boss held a company meeting the next day and explained that the books are all in order and there is no credible allegations of abuse against me. He continued to say that there is no evidence I am or ever have stolen from the company, and as for abuse, Derek's wife recently stopped seeing and communicating with her family, so they caused a scene for him here. Let's all get back to the great work we do here and try to put that scene yesterday behind us. My boss suggested a restraining order against them to protect me and Lily from their horrendous behavior, which is exactly what Lily and I did. So Lily's mom, dad, sister, 2 brothers, and grandparents on her mom's side were served with a restraining order. The cops brought it because they have a history of violent behavior even before now. The cops had to restrain my mother-in-law and almost arrest her for drunk and disorderly. As of right now, we are living in peace and happily expecting twins in December. None of her family knows. I'm sure they will find out we do live in a small town and everyone talks, but they will not be involved at all. I will update everyone if something else happens, but for now, we are living our lives patiently waiting to see our son and daughter. The way they acted at the wedding, treating you like an outsider, excluding you from photos, and then that food policing, nobody should have to feel uncomfortable or judged at what's supposed to be one of the happiest days of their life. You did the right thing by standing up for Lily, especially when her brother crossed the line with those disrespectful comments. You've got to put your foot down, and it sounds like you did in a way that protected her without escalating things more than necessary. Protecting your mental health and your relationship has to come first. The fake emergency and hospital stunt? That just shows how manipulative they are, trying to guilt trip Lily into reconnecting. It's good that you and your sister were on top of it and didn't fall for their sick and twisted games. Have you ever had to cut ties with family to protect your relationship or your own well-being? Share the stories with us in the comments. And thank you for joining us today in the rLounge. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. And please put your chair back where you found it.